This isn't really the kind of welcome event that I'd envisaged or hoped to do this term. We were very much looking forward to meeting you here in person and seeing you meet each other, taking you around the school. However, if this year has taught us anything, it's taught us to be adaptable. So here's another illustration of how we can all be adaptable. So this is a live Google Meet, one of many that we've done with parents and students across the 2 years. I have with me Mrs. Ashby, who's head of Key Stage 4, and Miss Rayner, who will work very closely with you as head of Year 9. They'll both be speaking to you shortly. We were all keen to make this a live event rather than a recorded event, because even though we're behind a camera, it does make us a little bit more human to you, I hope. And it gives you the opportunity, if you want to ask some questions at the end, do feel free to do that. However, this will be the first of many opportunities for you to meet with us. The first day of term for Year 9 will be Monday, September, for the rest of Year 9 will be Monday, September the 6th, and the majority of students to the school. However, what we feel would be really nice is that if you as new Year 9 members of the school come in on Friday, September the 3rd, so Miss Rayner will say a little bit more about that to you. That will mean that, you know, we would have had you here for a transition live day, but it means you come in on your own, you'll be able to find your way around school, get to know your tutors, get to know each other. It will just be new students on that day, new Year 7s, new Year 12s and new Year 9s. We have about 20 of you in Year 9 joining us this year. I don't know, most of you are probably here on the screen today. So you'll also get the chance to meet each other. And please don't worry about joining the school as new students, because at the start of Year 9, all our students at Borlase sort of more or less start again. They all change classes, they all have a new form tutor, they're all starting their GCSE courses. So they're in classes with people that they haven't studied with before when they were in Year 7 and 8. So effectively, everything is new for everyone. Everybody is sort of meeting new people and starting all over again. Now, as you know, Borlase has a 3-year Key Stage 4. And that means you're able to start studying the subjects that you've chosen for GCSE in Year 9. And we do that so that your teachers are able to enrich their teaching. So you're not tied to just learning the very specifics of an exam specification. You get the chance to be taught above and beyond. And you're even introduced to, you know, later in your course to some A-level type learning, so that you get the opportunity to really know whether this is a subject that you want to study further. So that's why we have that 3-year Key Stage 4. And actually, because of the experience that you've had, particularly this year, you might find that an even more valuable opportunity that we've got that extra year. One of the best things I would say about coming to Borlase is the teaching and learning. So all your teachers at Borlase will be specialists in their field. So you'll be taught by doctors of physics and chemistry, or you'll be taught by trained dancers, musicians, brilliant linguists, you know, expert historians. Everyone's really passionate about their subjects and about teaching. And that means you'll be encouraged to find out more about all of your subjects outside of the classroom, to do independent research. So you'll be directed towards books you can read, experiments you can do, competitions, projects that you can do at home in your own time or at school if it's a subject that you're specially interested in. And we are very aware that your year has been very different this year to previous years. So you'll have done a lot of learning at home, I'm sure with a lot of support from parents, but we equally know that that's not the same as being in school. And you'll have had different experiences, and some of you will have covered different topics to others at different speeds, etc. So one of the things that we'll be doing with you in the first term is really trying to find out what it is you know, and if there's anything you don't know, to make sure that everybody is up to speed with learning. And again, as I said, the fact that we've got a 3-year Key Stage 4 will allow us to make sure that everybody is in a position to fulfil their potential by the time they get to sitting their GCSEs. But our main concern is to get you settled in quickly to your new school so that you can make friends, get to know people and enjoy your learning. because this is a really exciting time to be joining Borlase. You're joining the school in 2021, and in just a few years' time, we'll be celebrating our 400th birthday. So as students of Borlase, you'll be here to celebrate that with us. So we'll be teaching you quite a bit about the traditions of the school, and there are quite a number of them. So when you come onto the school site, you'll see that there's a lovely old school chapel. We have some really nice buildings. I wish I could show you around them at the moment. And we even have a school song. We haven't been able to sing it very much for the last couple of years because of COVID. But when we're back at school, that's just one of the traditions that we'll reintroduce you to as Borlasians. But it's also a really exciting time to be joining school because as well as having old buildings, we've got some fantastic new buildings too. And we've been adding to our facilities during lockdown. I'm going to ask Mrs. Ashby actually to share a couple of images with you. We've spent quite a bit of money on having our new roofs done and our heating in the old part of the building. There aren't any pictures of that, but for me, that was one of the most exciting developments because the buildings have been here for a long time. So it was great to have a grant of several £million through to make sure that those roofs are going to be with us for the next 400 years and to put some heating into the old part of the building that's better, because if you've had a Borlase winter, the old buildings were really not very pleasant places to be. But the more exciting new developments are the new tennis and netball courts that we've had put in during the summer, a new AstroTurf. We have also got a new football pitch up on Coitings where we converted a playing field that was really sort of quite uneven and not very well used into a lovely training football pitch. And we've got a super state-of-the-art brand new sports hall. So it's really something to get excited about and see when you come here. We haven't even opened the sports hall yet, actually. So our students that are currently here haven't been in it. So you'd be joining that and seeing that at the same time as everybody else. We've also raised enough money to complete some more improvements during the summer holidays, which means that we'll be adding a couple of new classrooms, some new language assistant rooms, some new music rooms for peripatetic teaching, and another music space for performance. And we've even got a new suite of toilets that's been added to after popular request from students. So those are good things to look forward to. And in the summer holidays the following year, because we don't want to disrupt learning with building, we're going to develop a new refectory dining hall and some more classrooms for you. So it's going to be an even better Borlase when you come in September and when you come back then in year 10. There are lots of opportunities for you to get to know people. We haven't been able to do them all this year because of COVID, but we'll be back on track with those opportunities next year. For boys and girls, there are lots of sports clubs, dance clubs. I won't say too much about them because our school captains will say something to you about them later, but I definitely recommend trying something new. One of our England hockey players, for example, had never picked up a hockey stick until he came here to join Borlase in year 9. And we've had students that had never been on stage before until they'd been in our junior musicals, which run for years 7 to 9. And likewise, our rowers, they don't start rowing until year 9. So joining in year 9, if you're interested in rowing, you'd be starting the same time as everybody else. We have a clubs fair that in September where you get to know all the different events and clubs that you can join. So you can do that. And I'd say again, do something maybe that you haven't done before. One of our students in the 6th form told me that he only joined boys dance because the sweets they were giving out in the first day were much better than the others. But he went on to be a dancer with New York City Ballet. So you never know what your passion is going to be. Coming to Borlase is really exciting, as I say, to meet lots of people. And Miss Rayner is going to say a little bit more about you. But most importantly, I want to reassure you that it's a happy, friendly place where you'll soon feel very much part of the school. I'm going to hand you over now to our school captains, Will and Shivani, and they'll say a little bit more from a student perspective about things. So Will and Shivani.
Hello everyone, my name is Shivani and I'm a 6th former here at Borlase. Will and I are the school captains, so we're so looking forward to seeing you all in person next year, or in September. Although we've been here since year 7, I understand that starting a new school will always be a little bit intimidating and daunting, but I can guarantee that you'll make friends on the very first day. At Borlase, both the students and teachers are so welcoming. So don't be afraid to go up to people and have a chat or ask questions to the teachers. The environment here is so positive and supportive, so I can't wait for you all to experience everything that we have. In Year 9, there are so many opportunities to get involved with, as Miss Mountfield has already mentioned. There are both clubs and societies, and the societies are actually run by students. So there's so many things you can get involved with. That ranges from dance and drama clubs to science-based societies like chemistry or biology. But there's almost every society you can think of. We have feminism society. That if there's a society you can think of, we probably have it. And if there isn't, you can recommend it to one of the sixth formers, and we can help you sort of develop that in school. Joining clubs and societies is a great way to explore and find people that share your same interests. So I'd really recommend doing that. And usually they happen at break or lunchtime. So yeah, get involved. That's the main point I want to get across. As a performing arts school, we have a lovely theatre as well to hold all our productions and musicals. They happen every 2 years, the junior musical more specifically. And actually I was lucky enough to be in 2 of them. So that was Beauty and the Beast and Guys and Dolls. And they were so fantastic. And hopefully we can get stuck into that soon as all the restrictions begin to come to an end. However, like Miss Mountfield has also mentioned, we also have the big new sports hall, which you all get to experience nice and finished, which allow you to play games indoors with fantastic new equipment to use. I must say as well, as you're coming into Year 9 as GCSE students, it's very important to stay organised, as the workload can be a step up from Year 7 or 8. And a key tool in staying organised actually is the homework diaries that the school gives you every year. So for example, this is my one that I've got now, and it's just basically like every page is a weekly planner. So that's where I put my homework down, and that's how I stay organised. But there are various support groups in school, and they have sessions for every single subject throughout the week. So if you have any questions about any subject, feel free to go there. Another point I would like to say is that you shouldn't feel scared or embarrassed to ask for help when you need it. The teachers here are to support you, and they're so welcoming and kind, as I've mentioned already. So please don't be scared to ask for help if you need it. Here at Borlase, we also place a huge emphasis on mental health and the well-being of our students here, especially since students all over the country were affected by lockdown. So if you're struggling, like I said, with anything at all, don't be afraid to speak with any of the teachers or peer mentors. And the peer mentors are basically sixth form students who also advocate for mental health within our school. As school captains, Will and I are here to support you. So feel free to speak to any of the sixth formers as well, as we're all here to help. I'm almost always wearing my red jumper, so you can find me even if I'm wearing a mask and half my face is covered. So yeah, we both are looking forward to seeing you next year in person. And I think Will's going to touch on a few other things as well.
It's brilliant. Thank you very much. So yeah, hi, I'm Will. I am your other school captain for next year. Well, now we've had a bit of a overview rather from Shivani. What I thought I'd do is, since obviously neither of us joined Borlase in Year 9, I went on a little fact-finding mission round a bunch of students who did, and I've collected some tips. So I'm going to be relaying a few of those back to you today. So these are basically some of the recommendations of people who are now in the sixth form but joined Borlase in Year 9 of how to best make use of your first couple of weeks, pretty much. So the first tip I got from actually quite a lot of people was to join a club. So this is a brilliant way to find people with similar interests and make friends really early on. We had recommendations from the ex-Year 9s, ranging all the way from choirs to sports clubs. So basically whatever takes your fancy. So if at the start of each year, Miss Mountfield mentioned it actually, I think, you have fairs going on, showcasing the range of clubs and societies you can join. all the way from performing arts to sports to STEM to languages. They're everywhere. So there'll be something to take your interest, and it's a really great way to find people who share sort of similar interests to you and make some connections early on. The next one we had is to check your knowledge. So quite a few ex-year 9s told me they wished they'd checked or just read over some of their previous notes from their school so that they can get a little bit ahead for the start of year 9. And then they got to relax a bit more and focus on, instead, so much learning as making friends and getting settled in really nicely. Obviously, that's a personal choice, but that's an option, I guess. Yeah, so another great way to make friends is through your tutor groups. So this is basically a class that you have at the start of every day where you get to talk to some other people in your year group and the one above, and you get to make some new friends, do fun activities, etc., etc. They're really nice just because they're not specifically lesson focused in any way, and they tend to be more pastoral based. And it's a really nice way to just connect with other people in your year, make connections in the year above as well, and just basically ground yourself for the start of every day. So the way the tutor groups are formed is you are split into them based on your houses. So there are 6 houses in Borlase, each named after a different invading tribe. So you have Britons, Danes, Normans, Saxons, Vikings, and of course the best house, Romans, which is in fact my house. So these houses will compete against each other for the house trophy every year in lots of, well, varying fun ways. So you'll be doing loads of competitions. We go all the way from things like house football to house drama. So, and you also get to support your house in other ways through things like house points. So you'll get to collect those basically through your academic work. So, example, asking interesting questions, doing good work is pretty much it, honestly. Yeah. The next tip we had is, I guess, kind of similar, but it's getting involved with everything you can. So again, it's a brilliant way to make lots of friends, and it also helps to really immerse yourself in the school, and you'll find then that you end up feeling a lot more comfortable in the school a lot quicker. Yeah, and talk to people. Is that apparently a couple of year 9s when they first joined were a little bit nervous about talking to people because they feel like perhaps they are joining a school where people have already known each other. But actually, don't worry about it here. We're all nice. If you talk to people, they'll almost always want to talk back. We're all friendly. Don't worry about it, basically. I tell you now, when I was looking for all of these tips, the year 9s, it was really hard for me because I just could not remember who joined in year 9. It's that sort of cohesive. Give it like a term and you won't even know who was there since year 7 and who wasn't. So on that front, you've got nothing to be worried about. Oh yeah, another one. Get into good habits. Yeah. Get into some nice habits. It will make your next few years of GCSE a lot easier. Year 9's a nice foundation year for a couple of subjects. Some subjects you start your GCSE's content more properly. But either way, they tend to be a little bit slower paced. So if now you can build up the good habits and the good sort of practices, it makes your next couple of years a lot easier because then you have to worry less about everything else pretty much. And then the final one is just have fun. Borlase is a really nice, it's a really sort of welcoming school. And yeah, just get stuck in basically. I hope that was interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Will and Shivani. Some really, really amazing advice there from both of you. So thank you very much. My name is Mrs. Ashby and I'm head of Key Stage 4. So I have the overall responsibility for years 9 to 11 and will monitor the journey of year 9 as they progress through the Key Stage, both pastorally and academically. I will work most closely with them and you as they come into year 11 and the students face their final GCSE exams. I'm also the assistant SENCO and lead on SEN for Key Stage 4. If you have a known SEN need, you will have shared this already with Miss Williams, our SENCO. However, if you do have any questions or concerns about learning needs, please do feel free to contact me about this. Where a student has a specific learning need, we create individual profiles working closely with them, with you as parents and with their teachers. At Borlase, we have a quality first approach to teaching and learning where all learners learn how to learn, and this empowers them to fulfil their academic potential. However, we will tell you more about that in our live Parents Information Day in September, and I look forward to seeing you all then. I'll now hand over to Miss Rayner, who's our head of Year 9.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ashby. And good evening, everybody. It's so nice to see. I can see a few faces on there. Feel free to turn your cameras on or keep them off as you wish. But it is nice to see the ones that I can see. My name is Miss Rayner and I am head of Year 9 at Borlase, as Ms. Ashby has just informed you. And it's an absolute pleasure to be able to speak to you this evening, be it from a screen. I know this is such an exciting moment for you, a new school, new friends, and embarking in the subjects that you're really passionate about for your GCSEs. And it's always a pleasure for me to be part of that journey with you. As well as supporting you academically through Year 9, myself and the experienced Key Stage 4 team are also here to support you pastorally, aiding your transition into Borlase and ensuring you feel comfortable and confident, and therefore allowing you to develop and thrive here. We have a fantastic Key Stage 4 team at Borlase. We've got Mrs. Dickinson and Mrs. Kendall, who are our 2 learning mentors, Miss Williams, our safeguarding lead in SENCO, Mrs. Day, our school nurse, and of course, Mrs. Ashby, head of Key Stage 4, who you just heard from. It is this network of support staff and students that help enormously with the transition. And our door is always open for a question, a chat, a lost lanyard, whatever it may be, we are here to support you. As Ms. Mountfield has already mentioned, the 3rd of September will give you the opportunity to meet myself and the Key Stage 4 team, meet other students as well, and get accustomed to the school site. The only students on site will be yourselves, the new Year 7s and the new 12s, so it's going to be a really nice time for you to explore. Your parents should have received a letter about this, detailing the 9:30 a.m. start to 12:30 finish, as well as where I'll be meeting you in the morning. If you haven't got this, please let me know and I will forward it on to you. At Borlase, we are aware of the turbulent few years you have had. So in order to find the most appropriate maths class, on the Friday, you'll also sit a maths test, calculator and non-calculator. This isn't to test you and think, oh, well, anything like that. It's just to ensure that you are then placed in the best class for you. It'll also give us an opportunity to support you with any gaps in your understanding that you might have. And it has been a challenging few years, yet you all have gained great resilience and determination to succeed. And here at Borlase, we will continue to nurture and develop these characteristics. You're also very lucky to have excellent specialist Year 9 tutors. Will mentioned the tutor system briefly, and they are split into those 6 houses. Within tutor time, you'll attend assemblies, hold debates, practice for the house events, attend chapel, and so much more. And I am very pleased to let you know that the houses have been sorted. So look out for an email from Miss Woodgate, who will let you know your house and therefore your form group as well. I am so excited to have you all join us in September. The opportunities are endless. So simply, try something new, get involved, and just be you. I cannot wait to see you grow and thrive here. I'm now going to share with you some first-hand accounts from our current Year 9s, who unfortunately, due to their extracurricular activities, are unable to join us live, but have recorded a short video for you. If Miss Ashby could just play the video there, perfect. Thank you, Miss
Hi,
Ashby.
my name is Polly and I joined Borlase at the beginning of Year 9 last year. I apologise for not being able to be here this evening as I am representing the school in a rounders tournament. I firstly wanted to start by saying well done for getting into Borlase, and we can't wait to have new pupils joining us in September. I was in the same position as you all this time last year, joining a new school during a pandemic. It is an uncertain experience for anyone starting something new, especially a new school. But don't worry, Everyone at Borlase welcomed me and helped me through the first few weeks. Changing schools at year 9, I thought I was going to be behind in subjects, as everyone else has been at the school for 2 years. But I soon realised year 9 is for filling in those gaps in our knowledge and preparing us for GCSEs. All the teachers helped me settle in really well, as did all my classmates. I joined Borlase only knowing a couple of people, but I soon made friends and got to know my class, tutor group and the way around school. Teachers in the classroom are here to support you and show you the wonderful opportunities Borlase offers. There are so many possibilities at Borlase, including clubs you never even knew existed. Whether you're into sport and dance, play a musical instrument, enjoy STEM and sciences, or prefer creative writing and discussing the latest book, Borlase offers all of these and more, in class, clubs and even societies led by older students for you to widen your knowledge and, most importantly, have fun. Highlights for me at Borlase so far have been experiencing house events such as House Art and Photography, where we had the opportunity to get involved and represent our house. In addition, Sports Day, although due to COVID had to be done with reduced numbers and in a safe environment, was a great way to experience the community of Borlase. All year groups had the option to race and represent their house in athletics events and an ultimate frisbee tournament. Hopefully in September, COVID regulations are more relaxed, so we are able to take part in more house competitions to really showcase the opportunities and enthusiastic spirit at Borlase. As I have mentioned, the house system at Borlase definitely holds a central position within the school community. There are lots of opportunities for both individuals and as whole houses to work together, whether that's on the sports pitch or in the classroom, to represent their houses and earn house points. A great way to develop your own confidence, find new interests and work together with new people across year groups. Good luck, and we look forward to welcoming you all in September to Borlase.
Miss Ashby, I think there's a second one as well.
Hi, my name is Sonia, and a year ago I was in the same position as all of you and was uncertain how I would be able to settle into Borlase during the pandemic. I thought that everyone would already have their set friends and everyone else would already know each other, so it would be harder for me to make friends. However, everyone, staff and pupils, was so helpful and guided me when I was in doubt. Borlase is such a welcoming and vibrant community where everyone is open to share their ideas and passions. My initial days at Borlase were really fun and informative, and the first week I had already found my way around the school and was able to name most of my classmates. Some highlights of this year for me include the Shakespeare by Heart competition, the Sports Day and Hidden Talents competition. At the end of the year there is an annual prize and speech giving ceremony to celebrate students' achievements throughout the year. This year I was awarded the Physics Prize and Polly received the Art Award. Year 9 is surely a very exciting year where you begin to start your GCSE subjects and start to take more responsibility for your own learning. Most importantly, it can be a year to really express yourself and take on new challenges. So whether you are a sporty person who loves competition or a very academically focused pupil, Borlase has clubs, societies and different events throughout the year so that everyone can get involved and share their own passions. That's one of the main reasons why I enjoy school life at Borlase so much. There is certainly something for everyone. I know that changing schools can be a daunting prospect, but let me reassure you that you will be able to settle into Borlase comfortably. Now, I am very happy to say that I have a great group of friends, I have participated in various school events, and I am excited for the year ahead. And I hope after listening to my experiences at Borlase so far, you will be too.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Miss Rayner, Mrs. Ashby, and the students that have shared their thoughts with you all. I hope you found that interesting, and I hope you found it helpful. I feel there was a running theme going through it, which is about, please don't worry about coming to join a new school, even though you haven't had the opportunity to come in the normal way. You'll be very much welcomed, and every opportunity is there for the taking. Hopefully you've had all the information that you need about uniform and equipment and that sort of thing. But if you do have any questions, you're very welcome to speak to us and ask them, or put a question in the chat bar. We're here to take your questions, and we'll do our best to answer them. There is one little thing I think that we haven't said. The government have recently published that students will need to do the lateral flow testing before coming back into school. This was sort of yesterday's news. So we're working out how we'll do that to make sure that everybody has the testing that they need in order to start on the first day of school. So I'll get in touch with you about that during August. But we're allowed to start 3 days before the start of term. So we'd be hoping to get you in so that you could do your tests before your first day of term on the Friday, because our new year 9 students join us on the Friday. But would anybody like to ask any of us anything? Do you know, it was a really nice treat. I was able to see, one of the nice things about being virtual for these meetings is I get to see people in their own environments, and I could see, I think it was Lara's lovely cat walking past the screen. I'm a cat person. So Lara, you're already somebody that I'm interested in meeting, because I saw your lovely cat walking past. In my room, I've got lots of cat ornaments that I've been given from students over the years. Does anyone have anything that they would like to ask? It's always hard on a screen, isn't it? We will share this presentation with you, and in it are the email addresses of me and everybody in the team. Imi Palmer's raised a hand. Come on, Imi, what's your question?
For the date on the 3rd of September,
yeah,
will uniform need to be worn, or is it?
Yes, it's not a mufti day. It's everyone in uniform. It's actually perhaps a good day with you only being all the new year 9s together, if you've got anything that you're concerned about. But yes, it's normal uniform. So on that day, it will be all of the new year 7s that are joining us. So 150 new year 7s, the new year 9s, and our new year 12s that join us, because we have about between 80 and 90 new year 12s that join us too. So when you join us, you're never on your own as a new student. There are lots of new students joining us. Anyone else who's got a hand up, fire away. Beatrice?
Oh, hi there. I was just wondering, is it the straight skirts that we get for the girls, or is it a pleated skirt?
In year 9, there's the option of a pleated skirt or a straight skirt. So a mixture of them are worn, to be honest. So whichever is your preference. But we ask for skirts to be just above the knee and not shorter.
Thank you.
And I think Ellen, was your hand up at one point?
For school equipment, do we need to bring in like our own pencil case with like glue sticks and scissors and stuff?
Yes, I would say that's sensible to have your own equipment that you can use. Obviously, there's shared equipment, but having what you want to use personally in your pencil case, Ellen, would be a really good idea. Is anyone interested in joining any particular clubs? Have I got some sports people and artists and dancers? I'm sure I've got a mixture of everybody, actually, and nobody's categorised to try something that you haven't done before. I have to say, it's much easier, isn't it, when we're talking in the live. So when we see each other in September, I'd be delighted to meet you. And parents, we do an information evening at the very start of September, which invites parents in live to meet everybody. And in that evening, we go through sort of the whole process of how we assess, how we report, what we cover in our curriculum. You'd meet the pastoral teams, etc. live, you'd meet matron. So even though we're not meeting live now, very early in September, it's usually the first or second week of term, we invite you in to give you lots of information about the school. There also would be an opportunity for you to meet the tutor later on in the year, and there are also evenings for parents to come in and have interactive sessions on a topic in PHSE. So that's a nice opportunity for you to come in and meet other parents and talk to each other about some of the learning that we do in PHSE. And of course, once we're live, as parents, you start to feel more part of the community, because you'll come to, school shows or be standing on the sidelines of a sports match. So you start to feel more part of the school. So I really do look forward to meeting you as families as well. If we have no more questions, then I'll stop there. And as I say, we'll send out Lara Lucaso and the cat. You've raised your hand. Where are you?
Hello, we just wanted to ask about tech. Is it best to have a laptop or an iPad, or what's best to have to use? Okay, so our students, we recommend a Chromebook as being the simplest form of technology to use, because that has everything that you need on it as a student, because we use Google as our learning platform. The Chromebook is light, it's much more reasonable than a laptop. So it's easy to carry around, but equally some students choose to bring in a laptop as they progress up the school, particularly our sixth formers will tend to carry a laptop, but from lower down the school on the whole, students carry a Chromebook. Thank you.
Okay. Well, it's been lovely talking to you. And as you said, we'll send out some slides which have got some contact emails on them. But if you email parents@swbgs.com, and for the attention then of anyone you want to speak to, you'll always get through to us. Parents@swbgs.com is the email that avoids parents having to be filtered from all the other people that are sending us in communications. It means we can prioritise responding to our parents and make sure the email goes to the right person. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, students. Thank you, Miss Rayner and Mrs. Ashby. All the very best.